Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. So today we continue topic 2, still under the constructions of alternative water resources. Okay, at the end of the topic, you will be able to identify the method for development of each type alternative water resources. Okay, table of content. Basically, we have six types of alternative water resources, which include rainwater harvesting, number one. Number two is groundwater, followed by stormwater, reclaimed wastewater, desalination, and lastly greywater. Rainwater harvesting. Component of rainwater systems. First is collection area. So we must have a collection area. The place to provide collection of rainwater. And then transfer to the conveyance system. Conveyance system provide conveyance from collection area to the water storage. So basically this is a piping system. And then we should have a water storage. Water storage depends on the water demand. Tank for water collection area. Then we should have a filter and to keep the debris out of the system. Basically, this filter will filter the large molecule debris. Okay, lastly, distributions. Basically, it is a distribution pipe to distribute the water through the plumbing system after filtration. Okay, and then component of the rooftop rainwater harvesting. First, we have catchment. So this is specifically for rooftop. Catchment is the surface that receives rainfall directly in the catchment of rainwater harvesting system. And then we call it as transportation. Number two, rainwater from the roof will be brought down to the storage. So in this system, the storage is located below at the ground from this picture. Okay, we have the gutter for the rainfall catchment, and then bring down to the water storage. And then we have a first flush. First flush is a device used to flush off the water received in the first shower. So basically the usage of rainwater harvesting can be calculated using the how many flushes. Okay, and then this one also should contain the filter, so we can filter the turbidity, color, microorganism, and debris out of the system. So if you have a proper treatment, the rainwater harvesting can be used for various applications, such as in the toilet. Okay, and then we move to groundwater. Okay, so this is dark well types of groundwater. So how does it be constructed? A dark well was excavated below the groundwater table. So under the groundwater table, we can have the fresh water, or we call it as incoming water. Okay, depth of dark well is basically 10 to 30 feet depth. Okay, and then the usage generally used for only for small demand. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So the water below the groundwater will be uh, pumped to the upward. Okay, and then we have the boreholes. Boreholes will be constructed using a narrow hole in the ground. So the method used is drilling. So we need to use a drilling machine to assess and find the groundwater. So the depth is large, which is about 4 to 5 meter. Okay, so using the boreholes, we can have a larger aquifers. So when we have enough water supply from the ground, the usage must be brought. Okay, and then we have infiltrations. So infiltration will be constructed using a horizontal drain that made from open joint, or we call it as perforated pipes. Okay, this drain is laid below the water table and function to collect the groundwater. Okay, so we have the infiltration gallery, and below the water table we have the freshwater zone. So we collect the freshwater to the infiltration gallery. Okay, this one is a preferred method on a small coral island or coastal zone of medium-sized island where larger quantities of water are needed. Okay, basically this method is used at the island. Okay, not applicable for urban area. Okay, and then we have stormwater. So method of development of stormwater harvesting. First is harvest. Stormwater is collected from a source, usually a drain, which belongs to the local council. Okay, the drain near the roadside, and then we should have the storage to balance supply and demand. Stormwater is temporarily stored above or below ground. Okay, this can limit scheme, since prices and space constraint might limit the amount of storage accessible. Okay, for stormwater harvesting, we need to consider on the space constraint. Okay, from the map here we have sources, and then we harvest. After we harvest, sometimes we should have a treatment, or if the water quality is not so bad, we just put in the storage. Okay, after storage, we distribute to suitable area. For stormwater, it can be used for sport activities, to water the field, and golf course, parks, used at the parks, and for industrial area. Okay, then followed by treatment tadi, just now. After that, the water is treated to a lower pathogen, so we need to treat it to have more application, more usage. Okay, so we can use a mechanical water treatment facility, or we just use a natural system, which is a wetland, for the treatment. And then after the treatment, also we can distribute again the stormwater to the suitable activities or suitable area. Okay, and then reclaim wastewater. How about reclaim wastewater? So method of development for reclaimed wastewater, first is discharge. So the reclaimed wastewater are water that got discharged from the building and processes such as factory. Then the water will enter the sewer system. Okay, we collect the discharge from water sources, wastewater sources of reclaim, and then collect in the sewer system. And then the sewer system will be connected to the treatment system. Through the sewer system, the wastewater was treated in the treatment plant. So at the treatment plant, they have a physical treatment, either physical treatment, chemical treatment, or biological treatment. Okay, to reach the potable standard, this wastewater will subjected to advanced treatment. Okay, for example, if we want to recycle the water for drinking, so they should undergo advanced treatment. Okay, after treatment, of course, the water will be distributed for the consumer through the portable distribution system. Okay, so you can see the flow here. So lastly, the potable water will be distributed to the distribution system. Okay, and then grey water lastly. So grey water, we have two method, which is method combined with membrane technology or conventional method. So method with the membrane technology will combine the physical membrane as a barrier with biological treatment to replace the clarifiers. So using the membrane or media filter, we can actually minimize the reactor size. So basically we can minimize or reduce the time to treat the grey water. Okay, so membrane bioreactor is actually the ideal choice for grey water treatment or grey water recycling because of these advantages, these features. So include in grey water system, we have the pipe, we should have the pumps, bioreactor tank here, where the water is treated biologically. Okay, and the tertiary treatment, we use a membrane filter. Okay, so membrane is considered one of the advanced technology. Conventional technology, basically we are using a sand filter. Okay, let's see another method using conventional technology. Landtech, one of the company, provides sustainable and complete solution for greywater recycling. They also consider the wide range of technologies and strategies. Okay, with worldwide growing water and demand, reclaiming greywater is a suitable solution for reducing our water footprint and also water costs. Okay, so here already mentioned earlier, conventional technology, they are not using a membrane, they are using a sand filter. So the process is longer than the replacement of membrane. Okay, and then desalination. Uh, this is one of the method to construct the desalination process. This is a multi-stage flash distillations where the saline water act as a feed water. They pass through the multiple chamber. Okay, and then in the chamber, the water was heated and compressed to a high pressure, high temperature, and high pressure. Okay, and then as the water progressively passes through the chamber, along the way, the pressure reduced slowly and causing the water to rapidly boil in the chamber. Okay. Lastly, the vapor, which is the fresh water, is produced by each chamber due to the boiling process. Okay, so the condensed and vapor will be collected in the freshwater tank, in the clean water tank. Okay, next is the method of electrodialysis and electrodialysis reversal. So this method will build to allow the passage of either positive or negatively charged ion. Okay, so electro is related to ionization. Both electrodialysis and electrodialysis reversal need the driving force. okay, or electrical potential to attract the opposite charge. So cation, which is a positively charged ion, will attracted with anion. Anion, which is negatively charged ions, will attract the positive charge. Okay, these attractions of electrical potential will pass through a permeable membrane and producing a fresh water on the other side. Okay, you can see here the charge. They should have opposite charge. So here is negative pole, and then here is positive pole. For electrodialysis, they need a electrode here. Okay, an electrode to give the charge. Okay. So electrodialysis and electrodialysis reversal involve change of and movement of ion in the process of treatment. Okay, then reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is one type of membrane. It uses a pressure gradient as the driving force to move from high pressure to lower pressure. So the high pressure saline as a feed water pass through a membrane that prevent the salt ion from passing. So basically the membrane of reverse osmosis have a smaller size pores. So these smaller pores not allowing the salt ion to pass through. So only a fresh or clean water, good quality of water will pass through the membrane. Okay, so this is examples of the process. Saline feed water as the feed solution, feed product, and then undergo the pre-treatment. We need a high pressure pump and pass through the membrane. So we collect the fresh water as the permeate, and brine discharge will act as the rentate. Okay, brine, which is salt, cannot pass through the membrane. Okay, this goes as a reference that you might refer if you need any extra information. Okay, that's all for this topic. If you don't understand, you can directly ask all the instructor for these courses. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.